gon' tune in cause it's showtime. Go ahead and call the gang up for the one time. Rap food rhyme, got them on the line. And my life's still great, I'm doing just fine. Hands up.
Hella gaming news. Let's go ahead and get into it. We were talking about the strikes and the AI stuff, so I want to start with this one first. It came out that the SAG strike may affect video games. So this is going deeply into the interactive media agreement, which covers interactive or video game programs where the viewer or user can manipulate, affect, or otherwise alter on a real-time basis the sequence or presentation of the program. Who's covered under this agreement? All performers engaged in an interactive program or video game are covered by the agreement, including off-camera or voice-over performers, on-camera performers, which includes motion capture and stunt coordinators, singers, dancers, puppeteers, and background performers. They authorized it for the following companies. So Activision, Blindlight, Disney Character Voices, Electronic Art Productions, Epic Games, Formosa Interactive, Insomniac, Take-Two Productions, VoiceWork Productions Inc., and WB Games Inc.
Okay, so all the American companies. I didn't hear Ubisoft and all of them up in there.
Yeah, so basically, this is everybody who does like, because when I read it, the first thing I thought about was like Mortal Kombat, like how they use stunt perform, even the Star Wars games, like how they use stunt performers to actually get those moves and stuff and translate it in the game, and then obviously the voice actors for characters and stuff like that. Like Nintendo's kind of
every AAA game do that now, huh?
Right, like Nintendo. In my head, I was thinking like Nintendo could slide because some of their games the characters barely talk. Like we just talked about Link in a couple episodes. The Pokemon games are boxes where you just click through the dialogue. Mario, like the guy who used to voice Mario, he's retired now. They said they were going to get some more voice actors, but
I mean, the biggest game that this affects as of right now, and it is probably one of the most anticipated games, is GTA 6. So
I would think it would depend on where they are in production, though, right?
True.
They could have all of their lines down by now. It depends. We don't know if they how far along they are.
I don't know what kind of process they go about it either.
That's true.
Yeah, like do they do their graphics and stuff first? Do they do the lines first? Do they make their feels first? We don't know which.
That's true. I think this is going like towards like future games. Like what games are gonna get affected because they heavily use the people under this agreement in making that.
Did they say Microsoft Studios or any of the studios under Microsoft?
Activision.
Yeah, Activision is in here. That was the first one.
Okay. But then Microsoft also got Bethesda and all of them other ones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I just think it's just Activision itself. It wasn't Activision Blizzard. It was just Activision. So Call of Duty games.
Did they say any Sony publishers?
No.
Because Sony's based. Okay. Mm-mm. I mean, that's still a big chunk. Ugh. Hate them actors, but dang.
I honestly think this is really where that AI stuff might start taking over. Because just think of like so many games that don't require voice actors, that don't really require stunt performance. So if they did need something, like would it be that hard for them to get it? Would it, like, of course, yes, everybody who's doing voice acting and stunt performance, like pay them, like, you know, same thing with the actors and stuff. But like if they really just cut that off, like how badly is the video game industry affected?
Well, depending on the game, they do need the stunt performance because, you know, like those little like black or sometimes green when it's green screen outfits and they got the little balls on them. Mm-hmm. Like the more that technology continues to evolve, the more efficient and accurate and true to life like movements by humans look in game. So if you block them out, yes, it's gotten to a point where it looks really good anyway, and they could just replicate whatever they got saved. But then it's like you're using
you
old
lose
data.
that realism. That's
yeah.
And I agree with you. That's the second thing that I thought about, is that with all of these games getting more and more realistic, like the movements, let's even talk about Hogwarts Legacy, how fluid those movements were for like doing the spells and the battle formations. Like you're going to start losing that realism.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough. I will say, if if the current companies in the video game industry that are under this fire right now, if that strike does go through, it's gonna affect our future games. Majority of the games that might be coming out next year probably won't be affected, but it'll probably affect the games going from probably 2025, 2026 to the future.
Yeah.
Ones
that ain't even been announced yet. Like those games that ain't got no real trailers yet, just teasers, they in trouble.
I definitely agree.
So, it's
any game that has like very heavy combat, very heavy on like the voice interactions, like RPGs and stuff like that. Like they're gonna take
Mass
a hit from
Effect,
this.
BioShock.
Well, BioWare for Mass Effect, I think they're not American.
Yeah,
and then if I remember correctly, I think they might be European. And CD Projekt Red, were they German? They're not German. But BioWare and the BioWare for Dragon Age, Mass Effect, and another game, they're somewhere else, I believe, and CD Projekt Red is somewhere else, I believe.
Doesn't EA do the sports games? So isn't 2K?
Madden and all
of that?
Not 2K.
Not 2K. Who does 2K?
2K is someone else, correct, Ralph? Like EA does NBA Live and then Madden.
I think
NHL.
I think you are. Like, yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, 2K isn't EA.
Yeah,
I forget who owns 2K.
Dang, I cannot remember.
No, they're under Take-Two Interactive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they do, but they still get affected, but not because of EA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but EA also has other stuff, like, for example, Battlefront, the Star Wars shooter, Titanfall, which is tied to Apex, I believe.
We're not getting that again. I don't think we're going to get that.
But then because it's tied to Apex, well, Apex is ongoing, so they could just take a halt.
I'm not even going to do this rant right now. I'm going to wait.
Go ahead. We're here.
I'm going to wait.
We're here. Battlefield, but that was already trash.
Battlefield has been getting better. I tried it recently. It's actually been getting better. Now, Apex, on the other hand, they need to throw that shit away. That shit needs to be in the garbage. Go ahead and start on the second one. Because while we still...
you an Apex streamer?
But I guess coming back to the point of the conversation, the reason while I was trying to look up games under these publishers, I feel you, but it was just that the sports games and everything that they use to make that more realistic and to make it more interactive for the player and stuff like that, I can see that taking a hit.
So, I wouldn't think all of EA's sporting games would take a hit, because I know at least for what they said recently, NFL and NBA players, I believe, have like an option to be actually included in the game, so they don't have to, like play their own voice. They don't have to be their own, kind of character kind of thing. But
so where do they get it from? If the NBA players don't do it, who does it?
They use outsource from like all of the basketball influencers, basketball TikTok players and stuff like that. They all come down and just perform all the movements and things like that.
Oh, so they were already
And I lied. EA does own BioWare. You was right, Ralph. They acquired BioWare in like 2008. So they got Mass Effect, Dragon Age, and a few other things.
Mm-hmm.
So would
it be? Too? But I want to talk about
Skyrim is Bethesda with Microsoft.
I want to talk about what Ralph just said about how they pull like influencers and stuff to do the work. So if they're not going to go through like, let's just call it a service that brings in like these stunt professionals and these voiceover professionals, do you think they might start going that route so they don't have to pay like these influencers?
I kind of see influencers kind of being, in my opinion, being in that gray area of,
right. That's what,
I'm not really a part of the strike, but I kind of help do video game development, as like an interactive real person that help does the animation. So it's a slippery slope, I will say.
that's what I'm getting at, and it might be like, whatever the rules of the strike is, they may not be able to even participate in that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with the strike, the only people who can't like participate in movies and all the other stuff are the people who are like a part of the organization and pay
But
like their membership
some
dues.
influencers have contracts with
Yeah.
some of these companies to promote like movies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what I was getting at, because when the actor strike started, I saw a thread on Twitter about what content creators can and can't do
during
the strike based on certain agreements that they have with some of these companies.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Again, that's definitely a gray area.
So that's all I was asking. That's all I was asking about.
Free agents can. I do want the folks in this strike to win. I believe this is the best way to get stuff done in our country. You don't get stuff done by voting. You get stuff done by doing. But at the same time, for y'all free agents out there, this is y'all time to take advantage. I'm not trying to say go against the strike. I'm just saying take advantage. That's how I would be. Everybody need to try to eat. You know what I mean?
It's like a yes and no to that, because if they take advantage, you're just continuing the cycle.
You giving them a reason not to pay the initial people.
But then it's also like there are some people who've been on their grind who ain't got nowhere because of the previous actors. Like I get it, it's obviously like slippery slope, but like the folks who are just sitting there like, man, the opportunity's finally here. Hey,
I would just
put food on your table.
To Ryan's statement, I would just say to be careful, because if they did it to the people who currently was working for them, they might turn around and do the same thing to you.
Mm-hmm.
There is some risk involved.
So I would just. I understand that the companies are trying to find loopholes in every which way, but do the right thing. But like, I just be careful. Be careful.
Man.
The real issue is how this stuff like overflows, because like companies going to try to make their money back. It's still a free market.
Mm-hmm.
When they start paying actors and actresses more, there's going to be one or two things. They're going to lower the amount of stuff they're producing to save on cost and only produce the stuff they know is going to make them some money, which kind of sucks with these streaming platforms. Or prices finna go up. Prices for a movie thing is going to go up, because that's just how that stuff flows.
If we want to look at like Disney and like Max, it's like it's already happening. Like Disney already put out a statement they were cutting back on Star Wars and Marvel content. Then turned around and said they about to increase the prices on the streaming services. Max cut when they did that CEO switch. They cut numerous projects and then raised the price for HBO Max.
That's the thing, because they, at the end of the day, no company want to make less than what they made the year previous.
And then
it's a business.
And then what did Warner Brothers came out with a couple days ago, that they felt like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and DC were their top 3 IPs that they felt like were underused. If they really finna put the pedal to the metal and just focus on those 3 IPs, I'm sorry, but everything else under that might not get no love.
Harry Potter was underused, though. We done had the conversation. Harry Potter was underused.
Content wise, I would agree. But if you want to go theme parks and everything else that they've been integrating, I wouldn't say it's underused on that end. But if we want to go solely content, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
But that's the thing for y'all that like y'all merch is selling. My local comic book shop got a whole section. It's huge, whole little section just for Harry Potter. These movies came out years ago,
But
and we ain't
that's
had no other series, no other movies.
because they get in, but they get in the money from elsewhere. They get in the money from elsewhere. Content. That's why I said on the content end of the spectrum, I agree with you because we only have those 7 Harry Potter movies and 3 Fantastic Beasts movies that probably shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
But all of the other income is people are still buying the books. People are still buying these DVD collections. People are still going to the video Hogwarts Legacy.
But
People are still going to the theme parks. So it's like on the content end, yes. DC, we can have a whole episode about DC. We already know. You don't have to say anything to me. And then Lord of the Rings, I would agree with that from Warner Brothers perspective. Yes. Let's exclude Rings of Power because it's not.
They need to
Let's
throw that
exclude that.
garbage away.
If we want to talk Lord of the Rings, yes, Lord of the Rings has a heavy fan base for y'all to be doing nothing with it.
Yeah,
and a lot more games like Shadows of Mordor, which was connected to It was Middle Earth Shadows of Mordor, which is in the Lord of the Rings universe. That was a very solid game, And Hogwarts Legacy, like I know they got Harry Potter Lego games, but Harry Potter should have been got a AAA experience. Hogwarts Legacy was amazing, Game of the Year contender.
Harry Potter did get a AAA experience. I don't know if you remember that from PlayStation 2.
But they were replicating the games, though. I mean, the movies. The game.
That's true.
The game.
That wasn't like
that was that time where
RPG.
every movie. That's what I'm saying. Like that was during the time where every movie was getting a game. Every IP was getting a game based off of the content that was showing previously. Like Hogwarts Legacy really broke the mold of that we can create a story. We can create an interactive Wizarding World experience and not even have Harry Potter as the main character, not even mention the high level events and everything that went into that franchise, and they made a whole game out of it.
Yeah.
Like back when MMOs were big, people wanted a Harry Potter MMO so freaking bad. Like basically what GT Online became and Destiny Online became.
We did.
People wanted that for so long. Even Lord of the Rings, I think they do got an MMO somewhere. Unless that's Dungeon. Is that Lord of the Rings? I think so.
Yeah. But just to bring it back in, the whole point of us going on this tangent was picking back off of Ryan's point that he was saying that some of these major companies are going to start focusing on the IPs that they know are going to make the money. So like it's happening. It's happening. It's
and that's what I'm saying. It's like the equivalent to like how far can you beef up a laptop versus actually having a desktop that has the full size fans and everything else.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like the Switch is basically a laptop compared to the Xbox and PlayStation 5.